guys, it's Swazi here to present the brand new show, The Creative Insight, produced by JV8 Studios. This is the show that we sit down with talented creatives to chop up their world and find out about their industry. And kicking off your first episode, I'm joined with actor filmmaker. It is, of course, Stefan Pierre Mitchell. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good, Swazi. How you doing?
I'm good. We're going to be talking all things about your industry. So, your title, actor filmmaker. Where did it all begin for you?
As a child, jumping on a bed, and I was growing up in different foster homes at that time. So I was like, how can I entertain these kids?
Wow.
And so I was like dancing, doing this, and that was the performance out of it. Filmmaking and sort of photography as well. So as a child, I kept taking photographs, and then I picked up my first camera. I was about 7.
Wow. Whose camera was it?
I asked my mom to buy me a camera that can film
Those
a little
sneaky
bit.
ones.
Yeah, and then I started every holiday we go. I'll make these movies and present at the end of the holiday, like a little movie of the holidays we went. And I kept doing that for birthdays and all kind of things, and photography.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to be an actor. So, and then sort of when I got 15 in Newcastle, I went to stage school and I was performing at the Live Theatre, which is equivalent to what you have here, the National Youth Theatre, Northern Stage, so that sort of thing. That's how it kind of started.
That's quite an eventful childhood, really.
Yeah.
And it makes sense for what you do now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Deleted. Congratulations.
Thank
what
you.
an amazing documentary. How did that all come together?
It started with this 59 years old man that knocked on my door and asked me for food. And I was like, wow, he was so well spoken. You thought it was from the Queen's Palace, even though he had an Indian look, but he was so well spoken. So I got to know him. And so, I said, would you mind if I document your last 5 hours before you're evicted out of the house? I did some research and I realized that there's almost 600 homeless people dying every year in the streets of the United Kingdom, and that's a big number that we don't speak about it. So I said, let me just document, and I wanted to play around with how does this human feel this last 5 hours, and he wanted to do that for all the hundreds and thousands of people that are going through, and that's how Deleted started.
Yeah, and of course you've got some really big, coverage of it, and it's been seen. Just talk to us a little bit about what it feels like as a creative to have an idea, to make the idea, and put it out, and the world's gone, bravo, well done.
I'd start when I wanted to get the crew to film it. I wanted some certain people to work with. I've always wanted to work with Aaron Green, the cinematographer, who's worked with Charlotte Regan and Thea, and it's worked with big names because I like the cinematography. So when he did not reply, I now used my phone to film Ahmed and made interesting ways and choices, and I sent it over to you. This is the man I'm talking about. Within 2 minutes he replied.
Wow.
So I got,
because he could see the vision.
Yeah, he could see the vision.
Yeah.
And so what happened with Ahmed, let's say he was supposed to be evicted in 2 weeks' time. Well, he knocked on my, let's say today, on my door and said, I'm leaving tomorrow, and that was a Sunday. I thought I'm not going to have a film. I said, this is the end. And I called Aaron. I said, are you in London? He said, I'm actually shooting Georgia Smith's video in Switzerland.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But he flew that night and made it to UK. Picked up any camera. Before you know it, I had the sound engineer popped up, everyone, because when you have a good project, people will calm down. And that's how the process. And I've always wanted to work with Abbey Road. And that was a dream. And to get Abbey Road and Sony Record to create that music score for it was a dream come true. So having all these big brands kind of coming together to come and support the cause of this film, it was like, what have I done to deserve this?
It's humbling.
And you don't think how maybe you've done something good in the past without expecting, and you don't know when the blessings comes.
And it's so interesting that you talk about not knowing the end from the beginning. Like, things still work themselves out as you're going along. As a creative, or as just someone who knows your field, do you think that's quite popular with people? Do you think that's the process that a lot of people find themselves in, having to work things out as they go along? Yeah,
you have to, but I would say the first thing is what the project is about. If the project is good, people will come.
How do you know the project is good? Of course you know your ideas are good, but how do you get the approval
you push
of others?
yourself. You push yourself with your creativity, your mood boards. This type of story, the fact that, we've covered so many homeless situations, but this covers just one person that represents thousands. One location, one place, 5 hours. It's last 5 hours, last minutes, last shower. and then I'll follow him on the street. So that really got people to come in to do it, because it's never been done that way. So, and I would say keep watching films so that you know, not steal ideas, but you do something differently that was done.
And someone like Ahmed, I suppose the muse or the inspiration, he came to you, he knocked on your door.
He knocked on my door asking for money.
Right,
and
exactly.
Food.
And now look what happened. Look, as a result, this whole film has come about. So what advice would you give to creatives who, you know, would you say look around you, drink in your life and use that as inspiration for your creativity?
I think I'm not the best writer. I try to shy away from writing because I'm too critical.
Okay.
I've been to drama school, conservatories, which were really tough on writing, directing performances. So I know when I see a dodgy script, where there's too much. And so to me, it comes with the writing. So if you can't write, collaborate. I collaborated with BBC writers for my next project to get the best writers to direct the film. Or if you want to write, let it come from a true place. My next project, I went through a really bad situation in the last 2 months where I put my mind into writing and came up with this script that I don't even think I could write. So if it comes from a true place, we all have stories. It'll be genuine, and it'll be something unique that people don't have. And so let it come from a true place. Don't do it for anything else, but let it come because you want to tell that story and you're passionate.
So true.
And then the best will come out of it.
And how do you balance life as being the filmmaker and an actor and a director? Do you not feel that you're being stretched in every direction, or can you focus in one lane?
I can focus in one lane. Acting is not, whether you are at this level or Hollywood level, you get a job today, the next one will be in 3 years. I can't, my creativity can't stay in one plate. No. So that gives me the opportunity to now direct and be able to tell the stories that I want to tell, from documentaries, music videos, or narratives. So that, to me, I can balance it really well. Like really well. To, you know, acting is, like I said, once every 2 years or 1 year, even the big ones. So this gives me the opportunity to keep telling my stories that I want.
And we were just talking off camera really about being self-sufficient, and that is an interesting conversation. I don't think it's just limited to your industry. I think it's just a creative industry thing in general. Do you think that you need to be you know, have your game plan but be on top of your game in every area, so you must be a director and an actor? Or do you think in this age it's okay, you can just do acting and pass through? Yeah,
it's where your strengths are. Where your strengths are. I'm not saying people should do it. It's a very tough job. If I was just a producer, but as a director I have to deal with every department, and it's weird, after Deleted I quite missed the madness of it. And so getting to the new project is exciting, that after the post-production, be good at where you are. If it's acting, then stay at it. Keep working on it. If it's directing, try your hardest if that's what you really want to do. But it's a hard call. You have no life.
Talk to me about that. Talk to me about having no life. What is your industry like? I'm not an actress, I'm not a director or a producer, although I do lots of events, but I suppose this world is something so fascinating. What is it like to be you in your world?
I think it's the worst thing is dating.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you haven't got time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
But I'm one person that don't take this industry. I am taking it very seriously. But to me, it's just a job. My real life is my family, the one that I love, and that's my world. So that to me comes first, and I try my hardest to make as much time as possible. If I don't need to go out with my mates, and I spend with my partner, so I just have to spend that time. Because it can't be, you know, I work till 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock, trying ideas, mood boards, writing, you know, and finding that right person that can understand you.
Is your partner creative?
No.
Really?
We're no longer together, so we went through a breakup, and this is why I wrote that next script, which and so it's not, but the other relationship I had the same problem. So maybe it's finding the right person, but I know how to put my balance, health, good food, and all of those things.
And you love your food.
And I do love my food.
So that's easy for you, I suppose. What about sleeping patterns? Because I know that's also something people... Are you a night owl? Are you an early bird? Where does your creativity come with?
Night.
Nighttime?
Yeah. And it's funny because I listen to kiss at that time when I'm too
Hey, that's a nice little plug there. No, if you're
It's always in the background. This is why I said, oh, it's Swansea on the
I'm the source, guys. I'm the source.
And sometimes it comes, the way I write is the mood of the song that came in, and then images are coming in, and so music has a massive part in me. And so there's the radio like there in the background, and I'm on the desk and I'm either writing or thinking of visuals and watching things. So night time, so I go to bed by 4, so I'm not a morning person at all.
If you've gone to bed by 4, listen, I feel your burn.
Not a
I
morning
feel
person.
your burn. And there's another thing I want to know, and I want to know about as well. With creatives, how do you get to the finish line? I think sometimes as creatives, we are always thinking, oh, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. But when do you get to the stage where you're like, it's done, put it to bed, leave it, it's finished? When for you do you get to that stage?
I don't think I get to
You don't think you get to the stage? You have to, because you have to submit work. And
and I'm sitting in the audience and I'm looking at deleted. Oh my God, that should have had this one. That should have had this one. That should have, you know, and you know. But I did at one point. My editors were like, Stefan, please.
Let go,
please, 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 please. And we had deadlines for festivals and things. So it's hard to let go.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Do you work backwards? Do you work from the deadline and say to yourself, okay, well, from this date till now, there's maybe how many weeks or months, and you factor in that? Or do you work? Yeah, which way do you work?
For me to meet up the deadlines, then that means I will triple my work.
Really? I think I like a deadline.
Of course,
Yeah.
I have to have deadline. And what I do is, if it's 3 weeks time, and I'll still post edits 5 times a week, 5 days a week, maybe 6 hours, I will double that.
Yeah.
Because to me, like writing is rewriting.
Yeah.
Editing is re-editing.
Right.
You have to keep visiting, you're gonna find things. And I'm like that type of person that I have to keep revisiting it to make it perfect. You know, where do you adjust the music? How do I feel? Then get an extra eye. And I'm constantly visiting over and over.
Yeah.
And because I don't think, I'm a perfectionist and I don't think I've reached it. And I don't think I'll ever reach it.
Yeah.
As a creative.
As a creative, I think that's one of the insights that every creative would probably say.
We don't.
You're always reaching for a new, a new sense of perfection. But when will that come? Because there's always something to do.
Yeah.
You will need that moment of, okay, let go, guys, let go and let go.
Yeah.
What about social media for you? How do you play that game? Because I know socials can be really dominating. I know that you need social media, but too much of it isn't a good thing. So where do you fit?
I've shy away for a long time now, and you know, there's nearly 13,000 people following, and I'm like, who are these people? I get paranoid now, like in the sense of. But there's also a responsibility of not showing off. I don't like showing off. And so what I do now lately, I do a lot of photography. I go to places, so I put pictures of buildings, quotes. And now I try to talk about deleted, that, you know, is out and go and see it. But try to be realistic on social media. There's a lot of people that believe this persona of you. And so with social media, I try to keep the balance being real. You know, throwbacks or that I just went to Tesco because I had no money to buy. You know, you understand, like simple things like that to remind people that
you're human.
That I'm human.
Yeah.
So photography, if it's nature, that I always post that. In between, if I have something to talk about. So I try to keep it as realistic as possible because there's a lot of problem with social media now.
Yeah.
Young girls, young people.
Right.
And
well, what would you say to young actors or directors or producers or anyone who loves the industry? Do they need social media to win?
I think we do now, I'm not gonna lie. As much as I hate to say it, but it's a platform and people, you get, you know, it's useful. I think we're lucky to have it. I don't know what would have done, but I'm okay. I'm not one to sit on the social media all day. I'll just look a bit, that's it, pause, and I'll probably come back 3 days time. And I've kind of managed myself not to be addicted to it, but I think we need it. We need it because you pass on it. It's a good platform.
It's for following wise, for even networking and engaging. It's so, everyone's so accessible. All you gotta do is shoot them a message and they normally get back to you. So, and I want to know as well, what's it like to be just so multi-skilled, but do you enjoy one craft more than the other? Do you enjoy?
Everyone asks that. I think I love them both, but
and we're talking here filmmaking and acting, because he's got loads, you know. We could be going for this forever.
Oh my God, this will hunt me for a life, you know. When I get to 40, because I said from 40 maybe I will stick to directing.
Really? How can you do that? You're giving yourself yourself your own deadline and you're telling me you're going to double, triple.
You know, but because there's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so I don't think I'll give up acting. I think there'll be more directing, but I want to choose the role I want to be represented.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do the stereotype and kind of, you know, being a mixed race. I know what it's like.
Yeah.
So if the right role comes, then I will jump on it.
Okay.
But I'll be directing, I think, more than the acting. But if whatever way it goes, I'm opened.
Yeah.
But I think I have that love for directing and a lot, and I have to own it. I don't want to shy away from it.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I think the minute you own it, you really have an understanding of this is what I want, and you know, your yeses become yeses and your no's become no's, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna say yes to this because I need my time to be over here. So yeah, owning it is. And when did you own it? When did you get to that point?
Deleted. I didn't plan. I was studying. I'm still at uni, drama school, and this came up, and I was like, if you don't do it now, it will never happen.
Yeah.
And it has to start now and put it into play. And now it's just evolving from one to another.
Yeah.
So it started there. But then I said I kept doing a lot of photography. I learned my photography so much, and lights and editing, and then making little videos with my iPhone.
Yeah.
And how do I tell a story? So I've learned a lot on iPhone how to tell a story with no words.
Yeah. Let me take your mind back to when you was at drama school. What was your experience like? Because I know for a lot of people, they love drama school, but they say it can be very competitive. And so the market now is saturated. How do I shine and be the best in my field? But everyone wants to be the best. So what was your experience like?
First of all, not just so you know, for you to go the top 10 or I would say top 5 in the world, and they're all here in the UK. So there's the RADA, Central, Drama Centre, Guildford, Lambda. These are the places where all the industry comes.
Yeah.
So to get into the course, it's 10, 12 rounds of auditions.
For sure.
And there's only 12 of you.
Yeah. Wow.
And 12 of you.
It's intense.
And it's intense, and it's 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
6 days a week.
Wow.
9 till 9 in the evening. Saturday, you have to work independently. So it's been intense, from voice work, directing, writing, performing. It's like constantly. So that's why people haven't really seen me a lot, because, you know, I was busy.
You've been locked away. You've been in drama school.
But I still managed to squeeze into the deleted.
Yeah. How? When do you sleep?
I didn't. Last year was a tough one.
Wow.
Last year was a tough one, but I made it through the whole course. And the reason, because as a director, there's a lot of people said, oh, you're using your power to put yourself in the film.
Right.
I will make in the sense of some people are like, I can see it, but is your performance that good? I think you should just stay behind the camera. So I really need to own, if I'm directing, acting, that I can do that job as an actor.
Yeah.
And so I'm very thorough on that. That's why I needed that training.
How do you, to me that's like rejection, isn't it? And rejection isn't always easy, but for someone to say, oh, you know, your power, or how do you take that and then use it for, no, I'm going to come back and show you that I deserve to be here.
Yeah.
What's your process for that?
No, so the process, this is why I said, be good at it. So if you can do the two, I'm not going to mention names, but I've seen films where she was a director or the writer and the performer was weak. And I think it would be better if you're, you know, behind the camera and the creative. And there's a lot of people that do that. Now there are some people that are really good. You know, for example, Thea, she's extremely good with her writing. And her performances. And then she directs. It's a lot of work, like I know, but she's good at it. So no one can really point finger at her and say, oh, that performance a bit dodgy. So I'm quite aware of that, and I wanted to train really hard so that when these roles come that I will direct myself, that I can do justice both behind and in front. And so that's why I really wanted to kind of like, I don't want people to say, oh God, you know, and people that came to see my showcase at Drama Centre when we did the films are like, oh my God, Stefan, you actually can act, because you know as a director, and you're like, that was like out of this world. And so I'm a deep person, so I know I can go into like really interesting roles that I can portray.
That's amazing. Before I go into your top 3 tips or your top 3 insights into your industry, I want to know, if you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
Law.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to take time to think about it. You were like,
No, because I had a massive struggle with my family. Like, you know, I got admitted to Durham University to do law. And I said, I need time to think. Because, you know, Caribbean and family, you know what they're like, real job.
Yeah.
I've got my sister who's a pharmacist, I've got my brother who's doing accountancy, and then I'm telling them I'm an actor and a filmmaker. You're literally killing them. And so I had to think. I traveled for a year and I came back and I said, no, I came to this planet not to satisfy my parents. I only have one life, and I want to take that opportunity. And it was hard because law, you know, and politics I was going into, and I got admitted. I went to pursuing a career that is very unpredictable, very lonely, scary, and you don't know what tomorrow brings.
And it's funny you describe it like that, unpredictable, lonely, scary. Your industry is also like that. Even the journey of making the film, I'm sure there's moments where you're having to make decisions by yourself, and it's scary because you can't see A from B, you're still working it out. And so what was your parents' reaction when you said, no, I'm not going to pursue that, I'm going to take up film?
They're still not, you know, but now when this head going into Central, it's like, okay, there's something about this boy. I think my family prefer me to be a director because they feel like, yes, he's in control, he runs his business, they see it better. So like, you know, Deleted, they've come everywhere to see it, to support it.
That's amazing.
So they prefer me as a director rather than an actor because they know that I can do my own thing and I'm not dependent. They know that it's a mad world being a performer. And so like, they're much better with the idea of the director.
And let me pick up on that as well. I suppose that would have been a big decision for you to change from law to now film, the pressures of that, having to please certain people, and not even just pleasing people, not out of a malicious way, but out of just saying, this isn't going to make me happy. So what encouragements would you give to someone who is in that space, who's probably doing a subject at uni right now thinking, I want to change my mind, but I'm too scared. Is it possible to change your mind and be okay?
I think it's possible to change your mind to be okay. But you have to really think carefully, this is the consequence of it. But you know that if you've made that choice, you gotta have to give it 150% and change your mind, the way you approach things to make it work. Because that way you can do it and you're truthful to yourself. I keep telling people, don't enter this industry for fame. It's so not. I run away. I might be at events where you are and I'm not on the record because I panic. Isn't it interesting? You can be on screen, on camera, but really I panic.
You panic.
I panic. I feel like the bigger you probably get, I feel the smaller I get. And so I'm more happy to just be at the back. And you know, when Deleted got nominated and this, I was like, oh my God, you know, I told my mom to pick up the award because I don't think I can even do it. So again, I'll be like, I don't know, panicky about it.
Is it overwhelming?
Probably, that's what it is. And I do it because I love what I do. And I said to God, for those people that are quite religious, that use me as a tool, use me with your camera to tell stories that needs to be told. And so I'll probably not be doing sci-fi films in it. It's always films that comes back to our community, that tells a story in an interesting way. So I put that as a prayer for me, that use me as a tool. What I did with Deleted is not just Ahmed, but thousands of people that are going through this. So use me to be able to make the conversation in anything, whether film, documentaries, music video. So to me, that's a vow since I was 7. I wanted to stick to that, and I don't want anyone to change that.
That's so beautiful, you know. So you've given me too many insights already, and I only needed 3, but I'll give you a chance to give me top 3. Although I really like your advice there about don't go into it for fame. Can that be your number 1? Because I think that's actually a really, really nice insight. But even if fame is a byproduct of all that you're doing, are you saying what does fame mean to you?
You know, people, you know, I look at my social media and you see like girls and boys, you know, I want to be like these people in Love Island. Nothing wrong. I watch Love Island. I did.
That's it. Turn the cameras off. It's out.
I did. You know, even my producer Andre, you know, like he too, like, Stefan, are you watching it? Are you watching it? I was like, let's see what's going on here.
It's inspiration. It's fun.
Because it to me it's junk. So I'm not doing much. I'm seeing what people.
Your mind can turn off.
And so, but these people, because of the popularity of social, 1 million, 3 million followers, you know, press, the thing is all glory and everything. Half of the time, people struggle to pay their bills, even though they've got those millions of followers. Don't forget. That's what I'm saying. That's reality of it. And also, they don't know try and get negative feedback, then you will know. I did the X Factor. I was in a boy band.
Really? Really?
And yeah.
Really? What?
Yeah.
What?
And so I know what I got on my social media.
Yeah.
And that's like scared me out. People call me N names and this, and it's horrible. And so I did a bit of fashion, and this is how I kind of, you know, my social media, you know. Naomi Campbell, I worked with her, so it's like, you know, and because of that, then you get all these replies from people, and I don't know who these people are. Yeah. And so fame comes with it, but it also can be negative, and people don't know that some people, celebrity, are struggling to read those comments. You're under pressure, so I just want to be quiet to do my thing.
It's not always as it appears to be. So true.
You know, and be good at what you're doing, because reality TV star is 5-10 years. What are you going to do after?
Yeah. What's the goal? What's the plan?
Goal? What's the plan?
Long term, yeah.
I mean, I know good luck to Kim Kardashian, and they did well.
Yeah.
And they've created that empire. It's not going to be another Kim Kardashian's family. So fame, I don't know, just do what you like.
Yeah.
But if that's what you want, then go for it, of course. Go to Love Island. All of those. Why not? I'll watch it.
Okay, cool. That's a really good insight. Don't go into film for the fame. Give me another insight.
Love what you do in the sense that story that you want to tell, make sure it comes from a true place, because the magic will happen.
True place meaning somewhere you believe, or something that's happened to you?
So it could be just something that happened. I think we all have amazing stories. Look at Deleted. I had this story at the doorstep, my neighbor.
Yeah.
And so
when in any other conversation, it'd probably be like, okay, cool, move on. But that has now become huge.
Yeah.
You've really magnified that.
And so we have, you know, stories.
Yeah.
I was telling Josh the other day about the next project going to Somalia, where I've realized during a news report, always watch the news. Filmmakers, watch the news. You're going to find interesting stories.
Yeah.
I remember at drama school, they teach us to watch the news every day.
Yeah.
Because stories comes out from that. Films are always every year around of what's the political environment we're going to climate for it. So then you can put up stories. So the news is very important. So watching the news, I've realized that in Somalia, they burned people that are mentally disturbed in the market square, the family, they literally. So Dr. Alid is a man who saves them from that. So I want to cover that documentary. And so again, this is a story that I saw, it's coming from the real, and I have a passion for it, for humanity. And so again, be true to yourself and the type of story that you tell. Then you'll be fine.
What pulls you? What grabs you? Those stories. It's like, where did your heart land on that issue?
Yeah, and I heard it on the news. Yeah. And I rang BBC. I said I need to get in touch with this man. They say, what have you done? Before then also deleted. Then they gave me the direct contact to the Somali. I pick up the phone, and we're now in chat constantly.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And because I want to tell a story. And then I can use my influence of Sahara and animals and really make it colorful.
Yeah. Wow. I'm looking forward to that one. So can that hurry up, please? I need to watch that, please. Cool. So don't go in for the fame. Let your stories come from a genuine place. What would be your third top insight? Live life, because you will learn. Live life. Travel. No places. It's the best experience. Stories will come. To have time for yourself. Yeah. That's so true, you know. So those three things are the things that I use. So if I'm off day, I do traveling within London, because there's so many things to explore. It's so true, you know. I live in London, and I haven't even done half the city. So my family came from Paris, and I had to be like a tourist with them. And my God, the things I found. And I was taking pictures, and I was like, wow, London's got so much to give. So go around museums, places, and find things. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. Honestly, give us your socials whilst you're here. Where can we find you? On Twitter, Stefan_Pierre_, and that's Instagram as well. Yeah, easy peasy. So, thank you so much. Honestly, your insight, your gems, your banter, your breakfast, everything. My breakfast. I have to eat breakfast. It's gonna be a long day. And coffees. I have a lot of coffees. Coffee. I'm a tea girl, you know. So, but it's alright. We'll agree to disagree. Tea. I have it at night. I don't know why. Do you? Before I sleep, I have tea, and it's green. Tea and kiss. That's fine. That's all you need in the evening. Tea and kiss. Okay. There you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned. This is a brand new show talking all things creative industry and your creative insights. We'll catch you next time. See you soon.